Lovely morning to everybody. Those who have joined here for the important dates behavior discussion. In today's session, we are going to see the impact of or the post impact of the yesterday's session. This is 20th of August 2026. We can directly move to the discussion on the Nifty's behavior based on the records it has witnessed till yesterday and the outcome, how it will be for the today and the upcoming sessions that can be seen now through the way of displaying the Nifty chart. We will be sharing the Nifty chart. Kindly be on. Hope everyone can understand the thing what and all we have discussed through the way of the behavioral research and its outcome, how it will be like in the recent sessions. So in that manner, we have demonstrated a thing about the first consecutive 2 sessions close once happened below the 4th August as the key date we have stated. So there onwards one can see the chance for making a downward drift towards filling this particular gap that was already stated as the 24,100 to 24,000 zone, during which this particular 12th of August also taken some kind of importance in deciding the further trend because of the recovery and the close attempt it was made to close above the low of the 4th August or the rectangular box's low point or a bottom zone. So that attempt somewhat helped the index to hold the attempt of drifting downward for the continued 2 sessions. But even though because of the continuous indecisiveness starting from here, and the second one was here on 10th, and the third one was here on 14th of August. Continuous indecisiveness while the attempts are being taken. See, based on the behavioral research, one can keep this in mind. Whenever the trend is drifting downward or upward, during that period, if you are seeing the daily candle is forming, wherever it is, you can apply the same result or impact will be there. But in terms of the power of reflection or power of implication, in case if you are seeing during the attempts, any indecisive candles are being formed with a break above or below the previous candles, however the candle it may be, with a break above or below like this. See, first time it has given a break above and formed the inside, that means indecisive candle. Then the second day it has closed below or above. If the indecisive candles are getting respected, the trend will be continuing there onwards on the same side. See, first time it has formed on 6th, on 7th itself the close was made below to this 6th candle's low, and then 10th of August again the indecisive candle, while the attempts for downside was happened. Immediate to the next candle, you can see how the behavior was witnessed. Closes below that particular 10th August indecisive candle's low. Because of the continuous attempt, it has tried to hold the downward attempt through the way of forming this indecisive candle. The next immediate candle, what and all formed, were not being favorable in terms of taking the attempts by the Nifty. So, through this particular confirmation, this is what one can actually understand. Immediate candles for low or close should be monitored. If it happens below to the any indecisive candles low or high, the trend will be continuing on the same side where it is getting the confirmation. So that is also a behavioral based technique one can learn, and one can keep it in mind. Wherever it is actually happening, you can apply the same concepts of behavioral research. So in that manner, 2 times it has attempted. The third time where it has happened, you can actually getting a surprise about the behavioral outcome it has provided. See how actively participating without giving up for the long bidders. See the third indecision candle happened on 14th August. Immediate to the next daily candle. That means next candle itself, the close was happened below to this 14th August close. So that the 3 attempts it has taken to limit the downside attempt, that means the downside movements for the market. But in all 3 attempts, it has got failed, and so it has decisively closed below to that point even on 18th of August, second day in a row. So overall confirmation as per our concept should be 2 consecutive sessions above or below. If you are mentioning any levels, should be there. If it confirms by the way of closing below or above to that particular level, the trend will be continuing on the same trend is another way of concepts we are following and proved in many times, many durations we have taken into consideration and explained the same through the way of showing this chart. So in that manner, 18th of August one was the second consecutive close below the 4th August low that has confirmed by the way of closing consecutively 2 sessions. And the third close also happened. But what is the important thing you have to observe means, while it is attempting to the third day with the low of 24,025, you can see that that particular gap's high was 24,041. So 23,954 was the low between the gap candle that was formed on 28th July. So you can actually compare this. The low formed, but it could not close below the high point of that particular gap happened or occurred days candle. The 24,041, the low was 24,025. Anyhow, the close made around 24,080. So as long as this particular days, the gap occurred, no? So that particular days low and high is getting held by the Nifty. You can actually mark this particular day's candles range. So as long as this 24,41 and 23,954 as an immediate basis, you can have a look and have a mind on it. Once the close happened below the high or below the low for this particular candle 28th July 1, you can see the trend will be getting a new leg of downward rally confirmation, which means the 100 points interval what we have already decided or discussed in even yesterday's session, the 23,900, 23,800, 23,700 would be having a vital role to decide the next leg of rally. If you are seeing the interim behavior shift zone of 23,700 is getting approached by the way of closing below to that point, consecutively 2 sessions mean you can confirm that the trend would be, as we have been discussing during the final weeks and earlier final weeks of July and earlier weeks of August, the chances for 23,100 and 22,200 and all may get resumed there onwards. For that, it is not necessary to think about it because the bottom based support, trend line based support is clearly held by the Nifty as of now. So this is going to be act as very important day for the market. And another way of approach also you can follow for the positional trade setup. If the Nifty is as a key date for the August month has been 18th of August. This is number 1 key date amongst all dates we have discussed that and all got validated. But today onwards, you can think about this particular date's high and low. As long as Nifty is trading below to this 18th August low of 24,154, every rise can be utilized based on sell on rise approach to build short positions until it decisively close above 24,269. Every rise can be utilized as a selling opportunity. Conversely, if you are seeing the Nifty closes above 24,269 in any upcoming sessions, there onwards the trend would be moving towards recent swings high that was happened on 24,774 as 3rd of August high. This is very clear. For the positional setups, you can keep enjoying based on the confirmation we are providing based on the or through the way of behavioral research. That is based on the high above close for the date of 18th August. If you are seeing on the chart, you can start building longs for the target of 24,700. So about to 500 points of rally, you can enjoy that. But that is suitable for positional setups. And in case it is not approaching the even low point of 18th August 1 means the trend will be on sell on rise basis. Every bounces will be, including today's bounce, will be attracting selling. And based on that, one can see the short buildups also can be made. And the longs should not be held as long as the Nifty is holding below the 18th August low and high ranges. So the long buildup is not advisable for the positional traders. If you are a risky day trader, mean you can, by keeping this particular day's high and low, that was 28th July's 1, 2441 and 23,950. By the way of keeping this low as support, you can build long for the day and you can utilize the bounce, even it is 100 points, even it is a moderate bounce or a minor bounce. You can book the profit for the maximum portion of your positions you build. Otherwise, be with nil positions. If you are a safe trader, it is better to avoid participating on long side as long as the Nifty is trading below 18th August low. So that's the thing we want to share with you in the way of approaching the market, in the way of making the trading decisions, even for it is positional approaches. So hope you all got the information with clarity and one can approach the market with confidence based on the explanations we have provided. So what the behavioral research and all providing based on our explanations we have in advancedly predicted, and the proof what we have shown to you through the way of displaying chart is another occurrence for the behavioral research and its results. So that's it for the day in terms of Nifty's strategies. So we can now resume the part of pre-market outlook oriented discussion. So the opening trend would be on the favorable side based on the positive cues from international indices. Even though it is a positive opening, we cannot expect the trend will be continuously moving. So for that, you have to get a confirmation above the sustainability of that 28th July, that means 24,441, without even a single time of break. And around 24,300, you can see the change in the character for the day might be happening, because the 24,300 also the core dates high that was happened on 8th July. While approaching in advance to the 24,300, the day traders starting with the 24,250 itself to reduce your long positions if you build for the day. For the positional traders, we are not advising to build the long positions as we have not get confirmations yet from the Nifty side. In case the Nifty could not sustain above the 28th July high or low, that was 24,041 and 23,954. The break below to that point or the sustainability above is not happening for the levels we have mentioned or stated. one can think of building short positions for the target of at least 100 to 150 points from the current high it is going to make on the chart. Say for an instance, if the Nifty is trying to near 24,200 within the first 15 minutes, and next 15 minutes it is not making or breaking the high point of the first 15 minutes, you can think that the market is struggling and probably getting a selling attraction, and that may pull the Nifty towards the previous swings low. That is what we discussed about 24,041, 3,950, 900, 23,800 in all the way, the 100 points of interval and all will be getting a chance to meet it. So that purpose will be for the short builders. Those who can want to build the shorts or buy the put options may do the practices there onwards. So that's all. In all the way, the Nifty's day trading or positional trading setups, how it will be and all based on behavioral research we have discussed. We can see how the tactics should be followed by the traders also should be noted that the buy on dips may be applied in a slighter way, but the most of the bounces with a sell on rise can be approached by the traders for the day. Based on the 18th of August high and low, it is very or a number one date basis behavioral outcome we have provided. So that can be approached based on the range of that particular 18th low and high. You can decide the positional trade settings. On the sectors front, today the bank and finance would be leading the markets movement or driving the markets movement, along with the sectors like automobile, energy, IT, capital. Particularly from the auto space, one can keep this August month's low as support for the index. If it closes below August month's low in any upcoming sessions, as long as it is maintaining the low and maintaining the trend as the shooting star kind of pattern. So in case if it breaks and closes below entire August month's low in the first week itself happening on the September month, means there will be a high probability the markets for the Nifty Auto Index correcting at least 7%. That can be noted. But provided it is required to break and close below entire August month's low. If it holds, the bouncing activities may be seen. The developments may not be having aggressively because it has already proved by the way of moving higher and higher and higher for the recent months. And it is the time for the Nifty Auto Index to attract some profit booking based, at least profit booking based selling in the near term. On the IT space, the IT also struggling to move continuously higher. So the sell on rise also can be approached on IT oriented stocks. On the stock front, one can see the HDFC Life Insurance, Hyundai Motors India, BSC, Aditya Infotech, United Spirits, Dr. Lal Path Laboratories, Ramco Systems, Hexaware Technologies, EMS, Autoline Industries. All the stocks listed here based on the news. All are good news. So that's it from the market outlook space we have discussed it till now. Hope the information provided based on the behavioral research would be helping you to take your decisions on trading as well as positional traders and investments oriented decisions wisely. Ensure firm stop loss, particularly for the day traders, in particular to say on the derivatives side. Anyhow, across all transactions, it is required to keep the stop loss without fail. So now we can see some queries have fallen that can be now asked. There was feedback about the queries. That means that the sessions could not be seen on the PC, but it can be through the mobile handset. So the advice is required. So it would be better to contact the technical assistance for the laptop or a PC, whatever you are having. And you can also raise the concern for the same by approaching a Zoom support team. That would be the great advice for you. So the grow for swing trade here as a query. As we have been continuously suggesting the growth behavioral study, how it would be acting for the upcoming sessions, like it is not yet tried or attempted to get out of the negative consolidation. Even though the yesterday's trend was somewhat tried to bounce, it has clearly attracted the selling. So in that manner, one can see the chance for growth shares attracting selling even on the minor bounces. As we have demonstrated on the day, for the growth shares to get a change of character, break of structure, all the things together to be happened only after the close above this 200 zone. So after that, you can see that trend will be somewhat getting improvement to see the upward momentum towards the rectangular box what you have drawn that particular days. The high of 220 happened on 16th. Towards that zone, we can expect. But for now, it is clearly consolidating with a negative bias. So the positions, if you are holding on shares, growth shares, it would be better to reduce when the bounces like yesterday's and all happen. Because the 200 become very strong support resistance for the stock until it is holding this as resistance, one could not expect any upward momentum getting continued. But for the downward, it may be getting a chance in case if it breaks below 190, where you can see the trend would be continuing towards this particular, the 12th May's low, 180. So about to 20 points you can get from there if you are looking for the short or selling opportunities. That's it for growth shares. So thanks for your queries. Now this time to conclude this particular session as we have discussed in elaborated manner, all the way how to approach the market, what are the strategies you can follow, how it has reacted till now against the prediction we have made on Nifty, and going forward based on the important dates ranges, how you should approach the market even for positioning setups. So in all the way we have discussed, hope you all got the information, the clarity and the confidence. Thank you for participating in today's session. Have a cheerful day today.